Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If you're not familiar with the fairy tale written by the Danish author Hans Christian Andersen, The Emperor's New Clothes, I would definitely recommend that to you, and the same par as or level as 1984 of George Orwell, or Animal Farm, or Brave New World, or Brand New World. That's another one that you can look into. So we have here the child who has no constraints and doesn't follow the norms of the society, and simply says, hey, the emperor has no clothes, and everybody's like, oh my god, because he broke the taboo. So in this case, that child, you understand the analogy here, is the president of Turkish, Erdogan. Again, that's a guy who has got big, multiple, more than two balls. He has such a courage. He's a very courageous guy. And why am I saying that? Because a little regime change could just take care of him. And he must be very certain on his position. That's been tried, what, in 2016 or 2018? I think 2016 it was, right? When some people tried to overthrow him with the help of the same people who might try to do it now, but he still talks. So Erdogan, sees the obvious and calls it as it is. In my assessment, I don't want to say opinion, because opinion usually is based not on evidence and fact and analysis. Opinion is just, well, I think I like color black. I think color black looks better than color green. All right? That's an opinion right there. Now, you can say, well, color black, attracts the rays, and that's why it's, all the light. So that's why it's dark, and white just reflects everything, and so on. That's a fact. Now, it's not an opinion, it's a fact, it's an analysis. So, we have here Reuters, September 6, 2022. Turkey's Erdogan says, and I'm quoting, please listen to this, it's like music to my ears, like I'm like Beethoven. Europe reaping what it sowed. On energy crisis. Reap what you sow. That's basically what it says. You did that, what do you expect? Action, reaction. Actions have consequences, basically, technically. So, Istanbul, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, hey, you forgot the middle name, what are you doing here? Said on Tuesday that Russia is cutting natural gas flows to Europe in retaliation for sanctions, adding that Europe is reaping what it sowed. No. Really? That's the obvious. Fears in Europe have increased over a potentially bleak winter after Russia announced it was keeping its main gas pipeline to Germany shut. Russia indefinitely halted the flows through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline and has cut or shut down supplies on three of its biggest westward gas pipelines since its invasion of Ukraine began on February 24th. All supplies have also been redirected eastwards. Yeah, what do you expect? And these guys put a cap. They shoot themselves now. They shot themselves already in their feet. Now they're gonna go a little bit in between the legs, and then like that they're gonna, take care of stuff. And I'm quoting. Europe is actually reaping what is sowed, Erdogan told reporters in Ankara on Tuesday, adding that sanctions drove Putin to retaliate using energy supplies. And I'm quoting, Putin is using all his means and weapons, and the most important of this is natural gas. Unfortunately, we wouldn't want this, but such a situation is developing in Europe, Erdogan said. I'm quoting again. I think Europe will experience serious problems this winter. We do not have such a problem, he added. Why? Because you have it's warm over there all the time, or because you're friends with both sides. NATO member Turkey has sought to strike a balance between Moscow and Kiev. They didn't join the Russia hysteria by criticizing Russia's invasion and sending arms to Ukraine. So he can't be, blamed of anything or, accused of anything. Criticizing Russia's invasion and sending arms to Ukraine, while opposing the Western sanctions and continuing trade, tourism, and investment with Russia. Turkey, which has Black Sea borders with both Russia and Ukraine, has said joining sanctions against Russia would have hurt its already strained economy and argued that it is focused on mediation efforts. Moscow blames disruption to equipment maintenance caused by Western sanctions for its halt to the flow of gas through the Nord Stream 1 pipe. That's been a long time ago. They already came out and said, now you know what, bye-bye. European countries call that nonsense. They already said it's nonsense. Accusing Russia of weaponizing, yes, that's what they do, energy supplies in retaliation for Western sanctions imposed on Moscow over its invasion of Ukraine. What the did you expect? Did you expect these guys just to bend over, take their pants down and take it? Really? One by one or all together? What's going on here? How can you, as an individual, let's say you put yourself in America's shoes, and more European, but European are weasels. So let's say America. Why am I saying weasels? Because they do what America says. That's why. So let's say you put yourself in America. What did you expect? How could you draw the conclusion that you're going to impose sanctions on Russia together with your weasels, and then Russia will just calmly take it, mowing in the process of pleasure, you guessed? How can you get to that idea? How can you be so deluded? This delusional. Unless you are not a tard and you planned it and you're happy with that. Why? Because you got the European market on your little silver plate. Now you give them what the Russians used to. So your companies are making money. Liquefied natural gas, you tap your strategic oil reserves in Texas, and I think it's Alabama or something, or Louisiana, one of the two. But what are you going to do about it? So for them, it's fine. What did they take from Russia? 3% oil. That's all they took from Russia. They still take it. There's not an embargo on oil. Okay, so they still take the 3%. But yesterday I found out that United States was, hey, everybody, we're going to impose sanctions now on Russia. Got it? Hey, stop chewing gum, man. I'm talking. So we're going to impose sanctions right now on Russia. Yeah? Anybody? Okay, we're all in agreement. Okay, now you guys are going to be hurt 40%, and I might be hurt 0. Okay, now another thing. We're not going to impose sanctions on uranium. No uranium, because I take 15% from Russia, okay, and that would hurt me. And besides, I'm going to take 28% Russia processed uranium. So I'm kind of depending on that, so we don't impose any sanctions on uranium. Anyone against that? Say what? What? Okay, I thought so. So that's how they spoke. How do you think they spoke? I mean, I make it a parody, but basically that's how it was. You place sanctions on gas and you depend on gas 40%. I depend on gas, Russian gas, 0. We're going to impose sanctions on Russian oil sometime because I take only 3% and you take more than that. So I am okay with that, but not on uranium. We're not going to do that because I'm going to be hurt 15%. God damn it. I mean, I'm okay with you being hurt 40%, but I can be hurt 15%. Sorry. Not. So that's how things are going. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.